Cheers.
Cheers to all of you watching, listening, and I'm pumped for today because we're talking about Wes Craven's Scream 4.
To Wes!
To Wes!
Beautiful son of a bitch.
What's your favorite scary movie? Swallow this.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Arrow in the Head show that makes me, of course, Lance Velchuk, my host, the hero himself, Mr. John Fallon, and special guest, Mr. Tyler Nichols. All of you guys, how we doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's the week of Scream 6. Scream 6 came out today.
I'm really pumped to see it as well, actually. But
Look at Lance.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why. I'm already cracking up. Sorry, dude. So yeah, I'm pumped for Scream 6. I'm not a huge fan of the franchise personally, outside of the first one, and of course, a couple other ones we're going to talk about today, namely Part 4. But before we dive into Ghostface territory, what are you gentlemen sipping on this lovely evening?
Since I'm the guest, I actually have the same thing that I had for Modern Horror Movie Talk, where it's the Ashwood root beer, hard root beer, because my stomach sucks right now. So that's what I'm sticking with. Oh, dude, it's pathetic. It's like 6%.
I have a Samuel Adams one for Boston Lager because I needed just a smooth little beer. But I had a feeling I was going to be stressed out, so I bought myself a Fireball that I was going to drink, but it's across the room. So I'm going to run and grab it. I'll be right back. It's right there. I can see it. This is a double, but it's like, Fireballs to me is like a good middle ground. It's something you can do during the day. It's day out. I could drink this and not be a trashy dude. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna hope in my heart I won't be trashy drinking Fireball.
Well, for me today is a Lance-inspired day for me because I have noticed, much to my chagrin, that you've been covering up a lot, and I missed the shag, I missed the cleavage, so I decided to try to measure up to Lance. I know I'm not as pimping as he usually does because now suddenly he's a fucking Puritan, but I'm doing my best to, keep it up.
I appreciate it.
Well, as I should, right? I was thinking today, if I were living by the beach, what would I want to have to drink right now? And it would be a Long Island iced tea.
Is it real? A real Long Island?
Real. Oh. It's a real. Yeah, it's not like we don't fake it, man. We either drink or we don't. It's a real Long Island. No worries.
Well, but that's the thing, though. They have those pre-mixed Long Islands where they have so much sugar in them.
Yeah, so that's one of them. That's real.
I mean, to each his own.
It gets the fucking job done. I'll gain a good 5 pounds, but
it absolutely gets the job done. But the classic Long Island iced tea where it's just like a bunch of liquors combined together. Yeah. That's my drink.
I concur. Right here. Well, on that, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of you watching, listening, and I'm pumped for today because we're talking about Wes Craven's Scream 4.
Hello, my friend! Hey!
Easily, in my useless opinion, the best sequel of the franchise so far. I'm starting with that. I'm throwing that out there. Bing. Who's in with me?
I used to think that. Yes, I used to think that.
What do you think now?
Now it's my second favorite sequel, but it's still, so I still love it. However, there's one aspect, and I know it's something that I already know that Lance is keyed into it, but there's one aspect that I have such trouble with this movie. And we can get into that a little bit later because I want to just stick with the positives. But I love this movie so much because it feels like all the requel trends of films that have come out recently, including Scream 5. Yeah. I feel like it started with Scream 4 in 2011. Like, this was essentially the first requel. Yeah. Where you have like the legacy sequel where it's like mixing half a new cast with like older cast, and I love that aspect. And
Lance. Also upping the ante on the referential on the meta, reboots, remakes. It's almost like they're making fun of themselves because
Yes.
the original Scream was, very, I hate the fucking word, by the way, meta, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But I know what it means, but you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Who cares? The first Scream was kind of like ahead of the game, ahead of its time. It's kind of like the first one to kind of be so self-aware. And part 4 basically doubles down that part 4 is self-aware, that the franchise is self-aware. And I thought it was an ingenious way to go. And for me, I've seen Scream 5. It was fine. I don't remember one scene from it. But for me, it ended up part 4 at the moment. Although I am pumped for Scream 6, right? 6. I am pumped for Scream 6. Lance, what you rewatched the movie? Yeah. I did. You rewatched the movie for the show, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I rewatched all of them but 3 because I haven't revisited Scream. I don't know, a long time. I've never owned them on DVD or Blu-ray. The last time I owned a Scream movie was VHS, so you got to think about that.
Oh, do you own the first Scream now?
I do. I actually, that's the reason I did. I got a little steelbook because I've always liked it, and I knew that even if it's been this long time, there's so much tied into that. I think that was like one of the first horror movies I saw in theaters that I picked myself. I was a kid, but my parents let me go, whatever. I don't remember liking Scream 4, and then I watched it, and I honestly, I hate it so much. I got so angry. I think Wes Craven, do you guys ever listen to Led Zeppelin? Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, 4, House as a whole. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
But then they end with In Through the Outdoor. This is Craven's In Through the Outdoor, and what I mean by that, it's a fucking joke. It's a soap opera. It is a comedy. It's awkward. Some of the worst acting I've seen.
A soap opera like the first one, a comedy like the first one. Yeah, go on.
No. See, after rewatching the first one, I feel like the hints and the things that did in the first one is self-contained. It works only there. Only there. I would argue, though, the first one is a little darker than I remember, at least in terms of sound design and directing.
Even the cinematography. Part 4 is very bright.
Fuck me. The whole thing's a halo. I was like, is this a WB? And for the younger generation, that's a CW. But I think rewatching these movies, I realized that what works about 1 is that if they ever do 1 again, it becomes stupid. And I think that's my big thing. That 1 contained. Even if there are flaws, I think it's its own movie. And I'm like, okay, it leans into it. It becomes a soap opera in 2, soap opera in 3. And by 4, I'm like, okay, the fucking cousin, the 80-pound cousin, she's like, I want my own thing. It's like, what? You're fucking like 19. No, she's in high school right now. She's even younger. It's like, you don't know what you want. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was coming to this episode thinking I was not gonna like it. I'm upset. I think it was some of the worst acting, worst directing. I was ready to fucking call the cinematographer. Then I looked and he's like, has done all this great David Lynch. I'm like, okay, well, that's Craven then. Craven's like, hey, more lights. The guy's like, we have enough lights.
That is 100% a Craven thing too. I will say that I think it's in the commentary there they mention of like that's something that Craven wanted, and that's my big negative is I fucking hate the soap opera lighting. Like the soap opera lighting, it really, really bugs me in just how much just looks like a soap opera. That it really does cut into some of the scenes that I think would have otherwise. The one thing I think of in particular is the death of the mom. Sydney's in there with her. They're in that kitchen, and that kitchen is just like so brightly lit. It's like the characters are almost like sparkling like it's Twilight. And so that kind of thing bugs me. However, lighting, like, what the fuck? I don't give much of a shit about in terms of like the original Scream is overlit. I love the original Scream. It's one of my favorite movies. It's overlit. That's just something that is a wide spanning, like that's it works for the movie.
I agree.
And this movie is overlit, and since it's still following in that same Scream style, I think it works to an extent. But it really like it does bug me in terms of like I really hate seeing the halo around them. And
I personally
John,
did
the
not
filmmaker.
mind it.
Yes, I want to know. I genuinely want to ask you.
It has nothing to do with whether you have filmmaking background or not. It just has to do if it annoys you or it doesn't, really. For me, it didn't annoy me at all. I actually like the contrast. And even with the first one, although the part 4 is way more bright than part 1, but I personally, in terms of my individual affinities, love the contrast between bright, which makes you quote unquote feel safe, and the fucking sheer brutality of part 4. So I like that dynamic. You know, it's bright, and you know, you guys say soap opera. I don't see soap opera. I just see a really bright and colorful movie. Should it be that bright and colorful? Maybe, maybe not. But I like what that brought to the table is that when the kills happen, they hit me even harder because the film almost feels like a safe place to be, but it's not. And, you know, they really up the ante in part 4 in terms of the violence. I mean, I don't remember, like, at some point somebody gets their guts ripped out. Like, you know, they're like dead. I forgot which kill it was. They're dead and their fucking intestines are fucking hanging out. Or my favorite kill in the whole thing is Anthony Anderson, who gets the knife in the forehead. I fucking felt that one. Oh, fuck. I see Lance rubbing the bald head of his. I felt that one. I was like, holy shit. And so, yeah, for me, the lighting did not bother me. I'll discuss what I didn't like down the road. But I think it's... You said before, actually, Big T, that it used to be your favorite sequel, but now it's not. Which is your favorite sequel now, out of curiosity?
So my favorite sequel is actually the 5th one, because yes, I love, and how you, I think it's actually similar in terms of the reasons that you love 4 are a lot of the reasons that I love 5, in terms of the, like, the contrast between the day and the night scenes, and then in terms of the kills in 5, like, I can feel them. Like, I've always had an aversion, I mean, everyone does, to getting stabbed, but like those movies, like, you can feel, you can just like hear it to the point where it's like the ending of the first Scream where Billy and Stu were stabbing each other. It's like you can feel it, and I like that, where like practically every single kill in 5 feels like that. So that's a big reason why I'm a huge fan. Plus, I like the commentary too, of like it's essentially commenting on fans of the franchise, so I like that.
No bad guy to keep coming back, but the illegitimate daughter of the original mastermind.
So John puts this. John is 1 and then 4, and Tyler, you're 1, 5, 4.
You can actually see my ranking on JoeBlow.com. It should be up there. I did a ranking for the site.
I can't even rank 5 anywhere because I saw it once. Like I said, I don't remember a scene from it. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But for me, it's very simple. It's 1, 4, 3, 2.
What the?
Whoa!
What? 3?
Yeah.
3 should.
Oh, I'm not saying 3 is great. By the way, I'm not saying 3 is great. At least they mixed it up a little bit, man. It came to, you know, the only thing I remember about part 2 is 2 things. I remember, what's her fucking name? The chick that's married to Will Smith that cheated on him with her best friend's son and then interviewed him about it. What's her name?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yes, that lovely lady. Really class.
Yeah, very classy.
Real class. She gets killed, and it takes her an hour to die. And at a certain point, she's like in front. I don't know what we're talking about part two, but that's all I remember about part 2. She's in front of like the theater screen, and she does this face, like she's about to take a shit.
What the fuck is this?
I'll always remember that. And I'll always remember the chick from Roseanne with like a trench coat, revealing herself as one of the killers. And it comes out straight out of Scooby-Doo, dude. It's fucking ridiculous, man. So Scream 2, I was never a huge fan. Scream 3, you know, they got into the mother and Lance Henriksen's in it. So right there, it's already better than Scream 2. And, but, you know, it was a different writer, Heron Kruger, who actually, incidentally, did rewrites on Kevin Williamson's Scream 4 script, who wrote the script. And it just had a different vibe than 1 and 2. So I liked 3, and it was engaging, and Liev Schreiber's always good times. So, but there are no great 2 and 3 are no great films by any stretch. So 4, it leaves me with 4, and that's why 4 is the best sequel. 4 is really well written, really engaging. It's shot in 2011, I think it was released, but it feels like a movie from the 90s. Alison Brie fucking kills it. She steals the fucking movie. Hayden Panettiere as well really steals the fucking movie. Like, just her alone is better than Scream 2, in my opinion. Useless opinion, of course. What else you got? You got Olivia, which really, that broke my fucking heart. Olivia's one of the friends. She's the one that's in the bra at a certain point. Really hot.
Yeah, super hot.
Dies. Super hot. I think by 2011, we weren't doing tit shots anymore, unfortunately. But that was the closest we got in the movie. And, kudos. I will remember.
No tit shots in Scream movies. That's
yeah. You had what's her face? Rose McGowan. She had the high beams going.
Yeah.
In the garage scene. But other than that, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, her nipples were piercing through your eyes in that movie.
You could dial a phone with those fucking things, yeah? and again, Scream 4, in terms of content, up the ante. They had webcams in there, so following the new technology. A beautiful statement on fame. What does she say? She says, "Sick is the new sane." When I heard that line that Emma Roberts' character says, I'm like, wow, that was 2011. If she only knew, because look at the world today. Sick is definitely the new fucking sane. So, like Scream 1 had something to say about deconstructing the rules of slashers, whatnot, also referencing to some degree as to when the film was shot, was 2000, if I remember correctly. Scream 4 also, does the same thing, but it references, reboots, remakes, but also has a commentary as to where technology was going that time, with webcams and so forth. So it's a movie of its time, and I think I guess I'm just gonna fucking suck its dick, and I'll let you guys talk. It moves fast. It's super fucking violent. It's funny. It's clever. The set pieces are suspenseful. And my only downside is pretty much the ending, but I think that's the downside in all Scream movies. Part 1 kind of got away with it, but the monologues at the end to explain their motives are always shit, dude.
Those are my favorite.
And then you got famous, and I did it. And shut the fuck up. Go to bed. Get a job. Do something.
As someone, I'm a person that I love to explain my actions, and whenever I see that kind of shit, I'm like, yeah, that's how I would be. I'd be like, what the fuck's the point of me doing this if these people don't understand why I'm doing it? I got to make sure they know, even if they die 5 minutes later. But okay, no, Lance, I have something before.
Go, Big T.
I want to ask you guys,
yeah,
and Lance in particular, because I know you didn't like it. Would the movie have been saved if the hospital scene excised? They end on Jill getting away with it. Because in the theater, I remember seeing this movie in the theater and being like, holy shit, they fucking did it. This is amazing. And then they did the hospital scene. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, it's just, it's good. It's fine. But like.
Okay, here's the big issue I have, though. Is in a movie like Scream, as meta and as referential as it still tries to take place in a somewhat real world. And the hospital scene, to me, is a bridge way too far. Like, I'm like, is this Dr. Giggles? Are we getting
Hey,
we're
great
getting him
movie,
back in?
by the way. Great
It
movie.
is, exactly.
Yeah.
But again, Dr. Giggles is like really just a wacky, weird 90s reality where anything could happen. And it was like,
I hope you have protection.
We are what we eat.
He should have kept his hands to himself. It's a good thing I make house calls.
I haven't discharged you!
so the Culkin and Emma Roberts together probably weigh about 180 pounds. I mean, really, this movie should be murdering grade schoolers because anybody, and I'm not even a big guy, would it be like, that's the problem with the movie.
Hey,
And
just
so like
saying.
small children taking down big people.
But hey, just saying, Emma Roberts did get in trouble for domestic violence, so I think
did
she
she?
has some anger behind her. Yes.
Wow, I mean, I hope against
dude,
your girlfriend.
You can't play that card, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna play the card. That's my
No,
issue
but you
with
can't
two.
play the fucking card. First of all, every time we see Ghostface before the killer reveal, of course he's more intimidating and taller and more, because they don't want, it's a whodunit. You know, they're not gonna have a fucking.
Okay, but number one though, some spry 18-year-old guys, all in decent shape, at least tall enough to fucking hold their
It's
own.
a movie, bro.
No, I don't need 12-year-old kids being killers unless that's a twist. If this was them, that awesome French movie, then let's rock and roll, baby. It's the same reason I hated. I didn't hate, but I don't like 5. Is because one of the killers in 5 is this cute little. I'm like, oh, it's like a little Shih Tzu. I want to pick it up and be like, come on. No, I can't do it, dude.
And the same exact I don't know, argument that you have. I've seen so many goddamn world star hip hop videos where like a little guy comes up with a knife and just wreaks havoc in no time. You don't need much when you got a little knife. Like, you don't need much power.
This is one of those things. You are right, and I can accept it depending on who the killer is. Mickey, fair enough. Stu and Billy, not too bad.
So you're saying you're sexist? Is that what we're getting at?
Oh, grenade launch.
If it'd have to be a bigger woman. I mean, but also I'm shitting on Culkin for being essentially.
Scooby-Doo chick in part 2 was a chick, and she's a big girl. So yeah.
What if?
But
what if they have a woman?
Her.
What if they have a woman that has like a judo background? What if Ronda Rousey is the killer in the next movie? Yeah. Would you be accepting of that?
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing physical labor, absolutely. But it's a physical role, man. And my whole big thing is like, it's always a dude, some tall dude that's towering over. And I even always make mention of in my notes like, okay, she's actually shorter than Sid, but never shows face. So I don't know that you're picking on it, but I don't like these. So like, I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah, but you know,
I don't like it.
I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, Emma Roberts. I could break her like a breadstick. I know. I get it.
And
but it's a movie. I remember once arguing with a guy about. You remember in RoboCop when the dude goes through toxic waste and he comes out all fucked up?
Great scene. Yeah.
And this guy was like, "That was not realistic." I'm like, "What do you mean?" No, that's not what would happen. I'm like, "Bro, I don't know because I've never seen somebody go through toxic waste, but it's a movie about a man who's half robot, half cop. So, you know, whether it's realistic or not, you know, is somewhat inconsequential. It's a fucking movie. And this is a movie about some bumbling fucking moron killing people left and right. Always, every time Sydney shows up, he's a fucking clown, dude. Sydney, like, hands him his fucking balls, even though
fair enough.
At the end, he wound up being a chick and a guy. So, yes, I agree with you, Lance. I mean, Emma Roberts.
And Culkin. It's not Emma Roberts. It's the fact you have two children, and
they're
5.
waif-like. They are waif-like.
Just give me a somebody.
But, you know, just go with enjoy life, Lance.
No, but if you're going to set up a movie being grounded in any way, you got to dance a little. Here's the thing. Stab 5 had time travel. That's already better than every fucking Scream sequel. Why am I watching a time travel? I want Billy Loomis to time travel back in time and kill his former self and kill Sydney and then go back. Like, that's the Scream sequel.
Dude, you said you weren't going to spoil 6. What the fuck?
Well, that'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
Stab 5 has time travel, which is by far the worst.
So Lance, you do understand that the Scream movies are commenting on horror, right? Yeah. So the fact that they are repeating the setting over and over, it's commenting on the horror, like movies.
This is
like, yes, it's literally commenting on the movies you like.
No, the first one is, and after that then became a joke in itself. It's almost like it doesn't get that it's being ridiculous. That's the thing. It's like,
I think it does get it's being ridiculous.
Then these need to be comedies. Then there is no tension.
They are comedies. They're horror comedies.
No, I disagree. I think they have comedy
at Scream 4.
No, I disagree. I think there's comedy elements in this, but I don't think it's a comedy. I think he actually tries to make a serious movie. No, Evil Dead 2 is a horror comedy. I would say Dead Alive is a horror comedy. This has comedy elements. I wouldn't actually call these comedies. I think it tries to be witty, but it tries to be witty because the writing is bad. What was so unique about the first one was just essentially commenting on the shit that we know about. After that, though, it's like they're just commenting on what's new. It's like, okay, but you did that. It's not fun anymore. It's actually just dorky. Well, I find all these things silly.
Yeah, but
that blows my mind, John. That blows my mind.
Really, it blows my mind that you can't just relax and enjoy a movie, man.
Because the second, but that's the thing. You're like the original Scream is taking apart like horror films in general. But then like Scream 2, it's going sequels. And then Scream 3, it's the trilogy capper. And then the fourth, it's about remakes.
And that's why it doesn't work. And honestly, if we really want to be honest, Scream 1 isn't that smart. It was unique at the time, and in its little bubble, I think it really
smart.
works. For its time,
super smart.
For its time,
smart.
I disagree. I think for its time, it works. I think it thinks it's clever than it is. It's like Kevin Williams.
But everything for its time, because it's like, yeah, you could say Fight Club wouldn't work nowadays, but like Fight Club in its time, fucking incredible. Where it's like, yeah,
Fight Club is even more relevant today. But
I don't think people understand Fight Club though, because the author was commenting against the thing that people try to think is so cool. It's like it's just not getting it's like thinking Tyler Durden is like the hero. It's like, well, he's not though. It's a commentary on like that sort of idealism.
He's not?
I mean, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Scream 1, yeah, but nobody knows that though. It's a bunch of like bro dudes like being like, yeah, it's like Scream 1, I think is a good movie. I own it. I think it's great for its time. I'm just saying some movies belong in that time. It's like it works. It was awesome. I think Kevin Williamson isn't a great writer though, and I think that he thinks he's smarter than he is, and all these other sequels, to me, it's just like repeating the same sort of basic subtext. Like it isn't as deep, you know. To me, it's always been like it's fun, but then every sequel it just gets dumber and dumber and dumber, and then you have a distant second brother or whatever for 3.
Our own son. Roman Bridger, director. And brother.
And 4th, you have your like 18-year-old cousin who was not even alive during the events of the first film. And then 5, it's like she's having, visions of her dead father who she never met in the same exact uniform he was in, or the shirt when he died.
I'll give you 5.
But I'm just saying, like, this is where it keeps going, where it's
but
like...
but that's sequels. I mean, dude, everything you're fucking bitching about can be applied to every fucking horror franchise, from Leatherface to Friday 13 to Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean,
I've started off
that's
saying
what
that
sequels are, bro.
So I guess I should have started this episode of this. I apologize. I don't like slasher series that tend to be mortal, grounded things. Like one movie is fine. Like I like the first Sleepaway Camp. I don't care for the others. I like Dr. Giggles. I wouldn't like Dr. Giggles 2.
What?
I prefer my slashers to be supernatural based at all times because I think you could have a lot more fun. Because if you ground something, I'm going to immediately start being a little more practical after the first one. And
you
so
got to stick up your ass, basically.
So Scream has never been my series. I've never claimed it to be. I like the first one.
Yeah.
But I think the first one, again, is a perfect time and place thing. It's great. It works out. I mean, I could pick it apart if I wanted to, but it was new and unique, and I'll walk away. But it's like Shyamalan doing a twist every time. It's like, there are people who love that shit, but it's like, it annoys me. This, to me, is like that same idea of like, we're going to comment on this. I'm like, yeah, but superficially, we have a webcam. Okay, come on, guys. Come on. That's it. Oh, it's going to be 2 children as the killers. Again, always 2. I mean, I'd be more into this if every killer was just 1 after this, because the 2 killers were unique.
Tyler brought up something really, really cool, and I agree with him before that if Scream 4 would have ended with her getting away with it, that would have been really cool, because that would have been really
one
cool.
thing. It's the one thing that the Scream series is missing in terms of Scream always ends on a upbeat ending. The killer always is defeated, and the people always win. I think the one thing missing from the Scream series is having a downer, because I love downer endings.
Yeah, me too.
I've said the same thing about Jason. Why is Jason lose? He should win. I want to see him fucking traversing off in the forest.
You ever seen Freddy versus Jason?
But that's
nobody wins. Nobody loses.
No, but I like the idea that he fucking walks in that house and just kind of chills out. Like, I want that. I want him.
That'd be fucking hilarious, man.
Go back in the forest and just waits. I want Jason to like be covered in webs with black widows, and then I hear like a girl's moan, and he's just like, time to go. Just fucking awakens like a mummy. Somebody's coming. Time to get back to work.
That's genuinely, like, I know you're like joking right now, but like,
I'm not.
I would fucking love it if like the next Friday the 13th ends with like Jason going back to his little shack and like almost sitting down, like he's going to like be sitting for a long time, and then there's like a scream in the background and his head tilts up and boom to black.
Yeah, he just hibernates like a bear. So no, I'm all about. I would love any Scream movie to end.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea, man. I would love that, because at this point, now we're deviating, but at this point, anybody that watches Friday the 13th movie, Jason's the hero. we're all rooting for Jason because everybody's like somewhat unlikable, undeveloped, and So yeah, a movie where he kills everybody, and at the end, no, he's done. He just goes back home, sits on his rocking chair, like at the end of Rambo: Last Blood. Maybe cracks open a Coors, call it a fucking day. It's I would fucking love that. Anything else? I actually would. One thing that bothered me, like little fucking nitpick, is during the Alison Brie kill, she goes to open the handle of the door, and the handle breaks. I'm like, what? That's I've been alive a long time, and that's never happened to me that a solid steel handle would just break in my hand. I thought that was kind of stupid, but
it's the same thing with like anytime a car that won't start just for no reason. If you give me a reason, like, oh, the killer sabotaged it, that's fine.
But he sabotaged it. Didn't he have the pieces?
Oh yeah, no. He absolutely said. I'm just saying that like that's a similar thing where it's like I've seen so many movies where it's just like it's just a plot convenience where it's like the car's just not starting.
Yeah.
And okay, so one thing I want to talk about, because I would be very disappointed if we covered Scream 4 and didn't have a full section on Kirby, Hayden Panettiere's character. I absolutely loved her in this. She is it in terms of Scream characters, Sydney, Randy, Kirby, and then Tara from Part 5. That's the Jenna Ortega character. And because they're all just three of those characters, movie buffs, so of course really enjoy them, and they make a bunch of movie references. But or something about Kirby and how she is constantly the script and story is constantly using her as a foil for your own expectations. She is essentially the audience surrogate, where it's really evident in the scene with Jill and her in the bedroom with Olivia across in the other house, where then every single time Kirby pretty much says everything that you as the viewer end up thinking of, like, oh, he's in the closet, where it's like she's essentially leading you on the same kind of, I don't know, she's on the same journey as you. So I think I really connected with her character, and I was one of those people where after 4, where I'm like, they didn't show her dead. She got stabbed, yeah, but they didn't show her dead. She could 100% come back. And so then when in 5 they had the little YouTube clip that shows her in the corner that she survived, I was so happy. And same with when Sydney was announced as not coming back for Part 6. I didn't care as much because we got Kirby. Kirby was who I wanted. So like I'm fine with leaving the legacy characters behind now that we have a different legacy character from Part 4, because she left such an impression. That scene with her listing all the remakes, I don't know, I loved it. And just like Lance, I can see your little fucking smirk, but I love when she goes out to finally, she thinks that she's like won, and that she goes out and unties Culkin, and he gets up, and that's the moment where he finally stabs her. For you're like, oh, I didn't see him as believable. That was the moment for me that I'm like, oh shit, yes, he absolutely could have done all this, because like something about like just the brutality of how he stabs her, and like, I don't know, and the fact that it's someone that he not loved, he was in high school, someone that he liked, and so yeah. I don't know, I liked that. Lance, come on, bring it.
The notes, baby, the notes.
There's a scene where Nev is running from Ghostface, and they cut. She jumps out the window, and then they cut. And clearly, because Wes Craven had given up on everything at this point in his life, she just kind of walks real casual. I'm talking, there's a fucking stroll, the kind of stroll that I do by the beach when I'm just feeling it. Like, life ain't too bad. And she kind of just strolls. And then Ghostface just kind of strolls out after her. And I was like, oh, man, that's what you call the fucking guy didn't have the continuity script. It's like, no, gotta be scared, Nev. No, that's how I view this entire movie, which is just, the entire thing's awkward. Guy gets stabbed in the head, and it's just throwing punches and walking. I'm like, okay, so
hey, that Wes Craven did his fucking homework on the stab in the head. This is how somebody that got stabbed in the head would react.
How that would be so tough to stab someone in the head. Was it Culkin or was it Emma Roberts? Which one's
it was Culkin.
It was Culkin.
So I don't have an issue with Kirby. I think actually that actress probably is the only good actress in the movie.
Independent,
She did well. I mean, I don't have the same affinity just because I feel
she's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just a new skin of Randy. We always just reskin Randy in some.
No, she's way hotter than Randy.
Well,
I mean, debatable.
And well, to each his own. You know, she's charismatic. The camera loves her. Her character's cool. That's the kind of chick I'd date. You know, she knows her movies, all that stuff.
I mean, listen, if they exist, to me that was the biggest movie magic. But fair enough. I think she was fine. I mean, I didn't mind her. I had nothing against her. She should have been the lead. Kind of like Ortega should have been the lead in 5. It's like they picked the wrong girl. You know, Emma Roberts was reading off cue cards the entire time. I don't blame her. I blame the script and the directing.
I'll give you, because I haven't said anything about Emma Roberts. I'll give you Emma Roberts.
She had some awkward.
I don't think she's good at anything. Like
what?
Oh, she doesn't need to be.
What the fuck you guys smoking and hook me up?
I don't know. I like her in Scream Queens. That's about it.
What the fuck? Okay, I don't get it. I thought she was perfectly fine. I mean, of course, the end monologue, you know, is an end monologue. You know, that's the writing. So try as an actor to take a monologue like that and make that feel organic. That's the challenge. But outside, let's put the end monologue aside.
I think she was terrible from the first scene.
She's fine. She does the job.
I time-stamped it, John.
Talking about,
Hello, Sydney. Surprise.
You have no right to be in here, not anymore.
I mean, I know we're family, but you hardly know me.
Whoa, I don't want to watch that, not after what happened to Olivia. I mean, all I ever heard was Sydney this and Sydney that and Sydney.
Yeah, it's very entertaining, very clip-paced. There's always something happening. So I don't know what the fuck your problem is, man. Yeah, you know what? You need to go back to the open up button-down shirts, open it up, let the fucking nips breathe. Because you're a little more tightly wound than usual, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro.
Did I not have a shirt in the last episode? I felt happy as can be.
So, okay, before I go and talk to our viewers, Scream 6, who's going to see it on the big screen?
I might, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, how about this? When he uses a shotgun to kill somebody, I go, that's a Scream that I want.
Yeah.
There we go. We're using guns? Maybe a bomb, maybe a chainsaw, maybe some hedge clippers.
Yeah, and also, this is a good opportunity since we kind of wrapped up Scream 4. And John's not going to be on the episode where Lance and I are actually going to talk about Scream 6 on Monday for Modern Horror Movie Talk. And so, John, I'm curious, what was your opinion when you saw the shotgun? Because I feel like that's a big thing amongst like the horror community right now in terms of Ghostface having a shotgun.
I loved it, man. I mean, you got to mix shit up. You gotta do different things. You got to take chances. So my only what's the word? But no, I'm pumped for it. And Ghostface, and I love the line in the trailer, and we use it in your Modern Horror Movie Talk show. Which, by the way, guys, in case you don't know, Tyler, the man at the bottom, does a show called Modern Horror Movie Talk. Yeah, it rolls off the tongue. Every Monday. So he talks about all the new shit. Lance and I talk about the old shit, the Manson Brothers, which are on Wednesday. Lance and I are on Fridays. Talk about also older shit with metal and wrestling tossed in. But watch Tyler's show.
Yes, we had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun. Lance will be on the next episode. So if you're
talking Scream 6, I can't wait.
I'm so scared now.
But yeah, the line he says, what is it? You've never seen one like me, or I'm something new. I'm something different. What's the line? You wouldn't know, Tyler. What's the exact line?
I don't know the exact line.
What?
I stay away from trailers. Sorry.
I'm something different.
I think you're right. That. They hint out that it's gonna be meaner and darker, and I'm down.
Meaner, darker, more violent. Yeah.
Oh wait, but we got to do a rating. I always love to see your guys' ratings, especially Lance struggles.
You do your shtick. You cap it off because you're the guest. Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay. I would probably give this an 8 out of 10 because I really, really enjoyed. The negatives are not enough to drop it down. I think that when I mention the negatives, it's just because I like so much else about it, where this could have easily been my second favorite on par with the original if it hadn't had these, if it had ended before the hospital scene, and if it didn't have the soap opera lighting. But that's pretty much where I stand.
8 on 10 for me too, yeah. Lance?
What's going on? What year is it? Where am I? Where am I? I guess 3 out of 10 probably.
That's a very unreasonable rating. But sure.
No, I was upset.
Sure, we'll go with that.
still upset.
3 based on nothing. 3 based on I didn't like the lighting. And
3 based on how
people
annoyed.
are too thin to play Ghostface. That's it. That's
Dude,
you take that book and shove it up your ass.
I took notes, but
We're
instead
done.
of taking notes,
We're
I just
done.
timestamped. Yes, that's a 3. A 3 because I'm being nice.
Here's a 2.
Part
all
3
right?
would be 2. Oh, that's
Guys, Doll, Scream 4, dig it, hate it, underrated, overrated, Team Lance, Team John Tyler. Stab the comments below, let us know. And you fucking mutt. And we'll see you next episode. Thank you for showing up. Peace.